get your money up, not your funny up, bitch!
Something that's been on my mind, something I've kind of been proving, showing true to my wife whenever she's in here with me. And hear me out first. I don't believe that every human in this world is conscious. I don't believe everybody knows that they are alive and that death is eventually inevitable. Now you're probably wondering, Miguel, what do you mean by that? It's kind of weird. It's a weird assumption to think that not everybody, 7 to 8 billion people on this planet, not everybody is conscious. Forget it. I don't believe that everybody came out of that realm, and I need to elaborate. The best and or prime example that I can give of what I mean by not everybody is conscious is the comparison to the game GTA. We all know GTA. What do you do when you play online? There are live players usually wreaking havoc or doing some missions. Live players that are usually doing things in the game while there's millions of NPCs that are around the island of Los Santos. These NPCs are so coded that they have homes that they go back to, they drive cars, they go to work, they get in traffic, they go to the beach, but at the end of the day, they are NPCs or non-playable characters. I believe that in this world, that about 60%, and this is a high number, okay, so hear me out, 60% of the world are NPCs. We're going to put it in a pyramid, and I'm going to give my examples now. I work for an auto finance company, I'm not going to say the name, and my job is to be able to assist customers to make sure that they understand how to pay their auto loans, break down their auto loans for them, simple stuff. Easy job. Been doing it for a long time. One of the main repetitive issues that I have is password changes. You're probably thinking, password changes? Like, what do you mean? Customers don't have the mental capacity to be able to read and execute a simple password change. And I call them NPPs, not NPCs, non-playable people. These are people that are not conscious. They don't have the critical thinking skill of doing something so simple as resetting a password. This is the top of my pyramid, just so we're clear. The pyramid gets bigger. There's more layers to why I think this is a real thing. The top of the pyramid, something so simple as going online to their online profile to be able to then reset their password so they can gain access to their online account and make payments for their auto loan is such a task. It's so drastic. It's such an inconvenience that these NPPs need help to do something that requires usually 5 clicks. Reset password, type username, type last 4 social, click reset, type new password, secure new password. You have access to your loan. 5 steps, 6 maybe. It's such a common call that I take about 100 calls. 30% of my calls will be password resets. That means 30 calls in total from different individuals, young and old. So it's not just one demographic of people, have the inability to do something so simple, forgot password, people can't do it. There are some instances where customers will call in with their billing statement in front of them, and it tells them verbatim how much they need to pay, on what date, how many monthly payments they have until completion, what their payoff amount is. And customers will call in and ask all of those questions, even though it's right in front of them. I know probably else some are thinking, Miguel, it's just your job. It's your job. Just do your job, brother. But when you're getting 30 calls per day for resetting password, it stops being a job. Now you're just holding hands with another human being that can't do a simple task. So let's go a little bit further, just a tiny bit down the pyramid. When you're driving and you're approaching a light and you see somebody is distracted from said driving, they are then the people that will cause usually said accident. But if that person wasn't then distracted, whether it be texting and driving, whether it be trying to get something out of the back seat or trying to get something out of the passenger seat, rubbernecking, or just full-blown, I'm not going to pay attention to the road while I'm going 50 miles an hour. These are non-playable people that have the code in their mind that they have to go from point A to point B, but the inability that lives are around them and that maybe they can just do it later. Again, critical thinking. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. But then again, I always see things that involve frequencies. If NPCs in GTA are just codes, right? They have a code, they have one direct order to be able to do something in order to make the game more interactive. When they then come across an individual that is not an NPC and their code breaks, And usually you either kill them or beat them up, take their money, and then they react in ways that are not a part of the code. That's the code changes. I believe that frequencies react in the same dialect for humans on this earth. People are given the frequency to wake up, do their daily routines like an NPC would, go and to work, do said work, come home, interact with said either loved ones or those in the house, go to sleep. Those are the people that are stuck in a repetitive and constant timeline that will never change because it is callous. Their frequency in their mind will never change from that. And then you have people, I'm not even saying I'm broken out of it, but at least I'm noticing. You have other people that have broken out of that frequency and then have true free will, then can do the things necessary and have critical thinking to then be able to make decisions on their day-to-day life. And I'm not saying make decisions as what am I going to eat tonight? I'm saying what do I want my future to look like? Some people just sit there 4 years, want to make a change, but the frequency keeps them, the coding keeps them from elevating past the code that they want to pass. The frequency keeps certain people past the point of greater things. And then you break the code here and there. You break the frequency here and there when you go on vacation. And that's why vacations seem so much more interactive and are better, especially when you go overseas or you go to another country. When they break out and you feel the fresh air, smell the fresh air, you're out with nature, you're in the ocean, you're hiking, you're trying new things. The moment you come back into the country or the moment you come back into your regular frequency or your reality, you then go back into that bot NPC state. And some people have never broken out of it. Thus, the first part of my argument was the whole password change. There's so much more to this pyramid. It's bigger. There's so much. I could get into so much detail and I could write it down on this whiteboard. Not everyone is mentally free. Not everyone knows they're alive, which is the sad part. People continue to just wake up, repetitive nature, come home, sleep, do it all over again. And that's why I applaud people that take the time to, but then max out their evenings or their weekends to the best of their ability. And soon my family and I will be able to do exactly that. And we're not just working and sitting inside. And that's why, sidebar, that's why I think people snap. That's why I think people lose it eventually. So two things. So either they get roped into this radical idea, and that's why I think people end up either killing others or trying to create some type of terrorist situation or end up committing harm to themselves, because then they break out of that frequency, but it's heightened, it's too high, and now they've lost themselves. That's my truth. That's my little yap session. I personally feel that not everybody knows that they are alive. Not everybody knows they are conscious. And there's more examples. It's bigger than what I just said. There's so much more.
Hey, what the fuck y'all doing? Sub up, you stupid bitches!